Fatal Fury 2. So if you want to see the cool opening cinemas from the original arcade title, well, you're not going to get it here. It just goes right to the title screen and then a few demos, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, but what was the size of the original arcade game? Like 108 megs or something. And you definitely can't fit that on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, characters are definitely not as large. The soundtrack is not quite as crisp, and the animation is not quite as fluent. But the Super Nintendo version did try. You got all 12 characters in here, all their special moves, and regular attacks and stuff like that. And unlike the arcade version, you actually see portraits here, just like in Street Fighter 2. Yeah, so much like Street Fighter 2, you select from 8 characters from around the world. And Big Bear actually now looks like a 400-pound giant. Before, when he was Raiden, he would just move around with ease. It didn't seem realistic. Yeah, the Bogarts are back, but now you got a whole list of new characters. And just like the arcade game, you can jump in and out of the background to help give yourself an edge. And you also can exploit that 3D jumping system in certain stages, like Lord's Blood stage, where there's tons of bulls running around all over the place. You got the Spain and all. You also have to remember that the original Fatal Fury was one of the innovators of this one-on-one fighting design. And when your character is flashing red like that, that also means you can do a very powerful super move. Just try pulling off the super moves with this freaking controller here. It's not easy. Hell, it's even hard with Neo Geo controller. Yeah, just look up the desperation attacks on the Super Nintendo moves. The problem is the desperation attacks are nearly impossible to pull off. Yet the computer opponent has no problems at all. Man, what did they do to this stage? It doesn't sound anything like the arcade. I'm going to be saying that a lot in this review. Where was this from the original arcade version? Hey, look at the background too. It doesn't even have parallel scrolling. Like, holy crap. When the characters are doing their voices and everything, it definitely sounds like they're talking out of a tin can. Yeah, eat it. She bounces her boobs a little bit, but definitely not quite to the extent of the arcade original. She's still hot though. You get a nice variety of characters, 4 bosses to fight. Sadly, I don't know of any code that actually plays them. Yeah, so you still got the same great controls. It doesn't feel quite as fast as the arcade original, but it's mostly here. Yeah, the problem with Fatal Fury 2 is that once you see its bells and whistles, it can get very old very quickly. Yeah, this came out in 1994. That's when tons of fighting games were flooding the scene. And sadly, this game doesn't bring too much new to the table. Fatal Fury 2, it's a bit unoriginal in its design, and especially shows here on the Super Nintendo, where there's tons of air fighting games out here for it. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game. Still, the controls are very good. Graphics, they at least tried. I don't know, maybe it's the little things that bug me, but it's still a very fun game. I give Fatal Fury 2 on the Super Nintendo a 68 out of 100. There are definitely better fighting games here on the Super Nintendo, and I think the port could have been handled a little bit better. If you want something more in-depth, get Fatal Fury Special. You get more characters, more special moves, slightly better controls, and all that. But this one isn't too bad too, especially you can find it cheap, and you're just looking for a good one-on-one fighting game. It's definitely going to be no Rise of the Robots, that's for sure. Alright, this is Airsoft World Heavyweight Champion, over and out. Oh yeah, knock your brother out, man.